The human body is not perfect. In fact, it's full of design flaws. And the shocking part? These mistakes weren't accidents. They are the result of evolution itself. Today, we're exposing the biggest engineering flaws in the human body and why evolution never bothered to fix them. If the human body were designed from scratch by an engineer today, many parts would be rejected immediately. The spine would fail the stress test. The eyes would be sent back for a redesign. The knees would be flagged as a safety hazard. So the real question is not why are we flawed, but why did evolution accept these flaws in the first place? Let's start with one of the most useless parts of your body, the appendix. It's a tiny worm-like organ attached to your large intestine. It seems to have no clear purpose, and sometimes it becomes a life-threatening problem. Appendicitis can strike without warning, leading to severe infection and even death if not treated. So why do we even have it? Well, here's the twist. The appendix wasn't always useless. Millions of years ago, our ancestors ate a diet that was much tougher and more fibrous than ours today. Think raw leaves, bark, and hard-to-digest roots. The appendix was much larger and acted as a fermentation chamber, helping to break down cellulose. Basically, your body used to be much better at eating salad. As our diet shifted towards cooked foods and more meat, the appendix lost its main function. But evolution didn't actively remove it. It simply forgot about it. It's a relic, a piece of leftover code from a previous version of our operating system. That's not intelligent design. That's evolutionary baggage. And this pattern of carrying old baggage repeats itself all over our bodies, especially after humans made the monumental shift to walking upright. Take your knees. They are under constant grinding stress every single day. Every step you take, every jump you make, your knees are absorbing the shock. When our primate ancestors transitioned from moving on all fours to walking on two legs, evolution had to work with the existing joint structure. It didn't have the luxury of redesigning the leg from scratch. The result? Knees that wear down easily. Meniscus tears, ligament injuries, and joint degeneration are incredibly common. Chronic pain is something millions of people deal with. Your knees were never truly optimized for a lifetime of upright walking. They were adapted, not perfected. It's like trying to convert a bicycle into a high-speed motorcycle without upgrading the frame. It might work for a while, but it's destined to have problems. Evolution works with what it has not with what's ideal. It's a tinkerer, not a master engineer. And if you think your knees have it bad, wait until you hear about your spine. Your spine was originally designed for a horizontal animal, supporting organs that hung down from it, like a bridge. When humans stood upright, we put that bridge on its end and asked it to support our entire upper body weight against the constant pull of gravity. This created a whole new set of problems. That's why lower back pain is one of the most common medical complaints in the world. This curve of our spine is a compromise, an attempt to balance our head and torso vertically, but it puts immense pressure on the lower vertebrae. Herniated discs, scoliosis, and chronic neck tension are all consequences of this awkward arrangement. The spine is forced into a vertical position it was never meant to handle long term. You are literally standing on a structure that was built for crawling. This isn't a failure of your body. It's a fundamental compromise made by evolution millions of years ago. But perhaps the most shocking and elegant flaw is hidden right in front of you, in your eyes. Right now, as you're watching this, there is a small area in your field of vision that you literally cannot see. It's called the blind spot. You can even find it yourself with a simple test. But why is it there? It's because of a bizarre wiring choice. The photoreceptor cells in your retina face away from the light, and the optic nerve, which sends visual information to your brain, has to pass through the retina to get there. This creates a hole in your visual field, a spot with no photoreceptors. Your brain cleverly fills in this gap with information from the surrounding area, so you don't notice it. But it's still a significant design flaw. And here's the insane part: octopuses don't have this problem. Their eyes evolved independently, and their optic nerve connects from behind the retina. No hole, no blind spot. A much cleaner, more logical design. It's a perfect example of how different evolutionary paths can lead to very different and sometimes better results. So now, the pattern starts to become clear. Evolution doesn't aim for perfection. It aims for good enough to survive. If a flaw doesn't prevent an organism from living long enough to reproduce and pass on its genes, it stays. The appendix, the knees, the spine, the blind spot, none of these issues were severe enough to wipe out our ancestors before they could have children. So the flaws were passed down, generation after generation. Evolution is a patchwork system. It's not a master blueprint meticulously planned out. It's more like a messy garage filled with old parts that get repurposed for new jobs. The motto is survival first, optimization later, maybe. So why didn't evolution ever go back and fix these obvious problems? Because evolution has no foresight. It can't plan for the future. It only reacts to the immediate pressures of the present environment. Change happens through small, random mutations over millions and millions of years. It doesn't make bold, sweeping redesigns. This process makes species like humans incredibly adaptable and resilient, yet also structurally and fundamentally flawed. We are a brilliant collection of compromises. But here's a mind-bending question. What if evolution is no longer the sole driver of our future? What if we are? With the advent of technologies like genetic editing, CRISPR, and synthetic biology, we are on the verge of a new era. For the first time in the history of life on Earth, a species may be able to fix its own evolutionary mistakes intentionally. We could, in theory, reinforce our spines, build better knees, or even correct the wiring of our eyes. We could redesign ourselves. And here's the most shocking part of all this. Evolution didn't fail us. These flaws are not failures. They are proof that we are not designed. We are survivors. Every single weakness in our body tells a powerful story of adaptation and compromise. Pain exists because it once helped our ancestors avoid danger and survive. Imperfections exist because they were never deadly enough to halt our species' relentless march forward. The human body is not broken. It's unfinished. In the end, the human body is a living fossil. It is a biological record of millions of years of trial, error, and survival against all odds. Understanding these flaws doesn't make us weaker. It doesn't diminish the miracle of our existence. It makes us smarter. It gives us a deeper appreciation for the chaotic, beautiful, and imperfect process that created us. If this topic made you think, leave a comment with your perspective. What evolutionary flaw do you find the most fascinating? And don't you forget to subscribe to CNext for more science that challenges what you think you know.